Hi everybody, my name is Gethin Ellis and I want to welcome you to FPL Football. Now if you want to keep up with all our latest videos on fantasy football and how we are using the fantasy football data with Power BI to do some data analytics on the teams we are picking, then just hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with all the latest videos as they're released. Now in this short video today, all I'm going to do is show you how you can use PowerShell, and it's a PowerShell module called FPL. And there's a URL on the screen there, and in a previous blog post I have made this link available. But you can go away and download this set of PowerShell modules called FPL that interact with the Fantasy Football API, and you can use it to pull some data back. All right, now you can connect up your accounts if you've got an account set up with Fantasy Football, and if you're playing Fantasy Football you'll have this already, but you can hit connect. All right, so I'll just run the one line there and it's going to ask me to log in. So I'm going to log in with my my fantasy football credentials. Alright, that'll take me in, it should connect me up and I'm in and I'm good. Alright, and then I can say get FPL team, just run that one command there. Alright, so it gives me my name and my week, it gives me my name, my regional ID, my team name. Berry One's Barmy is my team name there. Right, and I've got a team ID and a whole bunch of other things in there as well. Right, a whole bunch of other stuff. But also I can get my lineup information. So I'm just going to do this in another line here just before I pump that into a CSV file. So I'm going to get FPL lineup. Right, if I just execute that one, so it returns to the console. You can see there, this is a team that I have auto picked. So I haven't put any thought into this or whatever. This is pulled the team together, and now I've got that information there. I can shovel that out to a CSV file, and then from these CSV files I can bring it into Power BI, which I will do in another tutorial. Right. So let me just run these. So there's FPL get lineup. Right. So get hyphen FPL lineup, get hyphen FPL player, and get hyphen FPL fixture. So there's information on my team lineup, the players, and the fixtures, and I'll show you what these look like when I've run them. So I just run them one at a time. Right, they're putting them out to a file path locally on my machine here. The player one will take a little bit longer. There's a lot more data in there. And it wondered about that one. I could not find the file path, so I've got something wrong, and that is what I've got wrong. There's a erroneous L in my file path, so I'll run that again. Hopefully that'll shovel out this time. Yep, and then we'll do the same for our fixtures. Alright, so all we've done, we've used the FPL PowerShell modules to connect up to the Fantasy Football API to draw data into CSV files that are now sat on my machine here. So you can see the files that have just come in. I've got player data, my auto pick side, and fixtures. Double click on the player data just to give you a quick overview of what type of information you can find in this spreadsheet. Now you can see here there's a whole bunch of information in this CSV file. We've got our headers in there. So chance of playing next round, chance of playing this round, there's a code, player code, cost change this week, a whole bunch of information here that we will explore. Expected points next game week and expected points this game week. Well, that could be useful information. We've got our first name, we've got game week information, whether they've made the Dream Club, any news about them. So we can see there that Marcus Rashford, there's been some shoulder injury news on Rashford. Points per game is what they would have scored last season, so it gives us an idea of what we're likely to get per game. We can understand whether and then make decisions as to whether they're going to make it into our team or not. Various statuses, their club code, their total points, and so on. Right? There's a whole bunch of information in here: number of teams they've been picked in, how many goals they scored, the assists, clean sheets. Clean sheets can be an important source of points. Saves, yellow and red cards, which can cost you points. Bonus points, which are obviously influential as well. Then there's these ICT information, influence, creativity, and threats, and an ICT index, which that's a fantasy league sort of stat that can be useful in picking your teams. I'm not sure how good that is. We look at that as we progress through the season. And so there's a whole bunch of information in here that you can use to analyze or use this data to analyze, pick your team, and pick a team that's going to score you lots of different points. Now, in the next video, we're going to look at pulling some of this data. That's the player data. This is my This is my site, so this is my auto pick site, so you can see what's in here. So when that loads up, there'll be another CSV just load in front of it. Alright, so we can see my team here. And the club they play for, and whether they're starting or subs, or whether they're my captain or not. And you can see the team that I've put together and their various different positions. And then the last one will be the fixtures for the season. So if I click on the fixtures there, we can see we've got the different game weeks. And I'm just going to let me scroll down. Right, we can see there's different dates, different fixtures, different teams playing, with all the different dates there for those fixtures. So that's going to be our sort of starting point for our data. There's going to be some other things I'm going to bring in. In the next video, we'll look at how we can take these CSV files and pull them into PowerShell. Stay tuned for that. Don't forget, hit subscribe, keep up to date with the latest videos as they come out.